Welcome to the December 2nd version of Litter Media Live. I'm Dan Ramey, and before I go any further, December 2nd is my wife's birthday. So happy birthday to Missy today.
Happy birthday.
Yes, thank you very
Does she watch the show?
Not often.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? The people closest to us never look at it.
Yeah, Kinsey doesn't watch the show. I don't know if Laura does.
Which means we could probably say just about anything about them we want to.
But we shouldn't. It will get back to
Because it will get back.
Because my mom watches the show.
Are you trying to say your mom spreads gossip?
No, but if I said something, I'm sure my mom would let it be known.
Technically, it wouldn't be gossip, because if we said it, it should be taken as fact, right?
Right. And she can pull up the video and say, look what they said about you.
Yeah.
That's not gossip.
It on record as here's what was said. Well, should have marked myself safe from the Ohio State-Michigan brawl. Man, that was something to see at the end of the game on Saturday. And then seeing all the videos over the weekend about it, and some of them showing only one portion of what's going on and so on and so forth. The one that got me was before things really got out of hand. There were 3 Buckeyes and a Wolverine in a post-game prayer. And you could see the flag starting to come around the top of where they were. And then the video stops right there. So it's difficult to handle all that. The NCAA needs to do something, I think, in regards to all of the rivalries, because that wasn't the only incident on rivalry weekend. Weekend.
There were some fights in the NFL on Sunday as well. Some Jaguars players got ejected.
Oh, yeah, because Trevor Lawrence got pounded.
Yeah.
He took a big hit and was carted off the field. But seems like I recall the 1960s and the 1970s, that was like, good hit, nicely done.
When they were playing on AstroTurf, I mean, that would have been an instant concussion.
Yeah.
It probably was, but
I think I saw an NFL Films special one time about how they laid the field at, would have been in Philadelphia. And so they were showing, this is when AstroTurf was becoming a thing.
Right.
And there was like pavement underneath of that.
I mean, they were playing on concrete, essentially.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit of cushioning, like you put under a carpet.
Yeah.
And then there's the carpet they laid.
Yeah.
And to tell you, so, and I recall, and here's a marching band thing, we played a game at Cooper Stadium, which is where the Clippers used to play baseball in Columbus. And I tell you, it was so cool because when you marched and we did the chair step when I was in high school, your feet just felt like they were bouncing up and down like that as you were going across the field. And the only other time we got to march on turf like that was at Cincinnati, my senior year. And so, yeah, it's much different today.
I think AstroTurf stopped being a thing around the early 2000s.
Yeah, because of the injuries and things that were taking place.
But when I was listening to the Commanders game yesterday, because I was driving, they said that last year, because we were under new ownership this year, is when they replaced the practice field, because that was AstroTurf up until this year.
Oh, really?
Which, I mean, what are we doing?
You would think the NFL Players Association would have had something to say about that.
Yeah, but...
And maybe they finally did. So I don't know. Welcome to the program. We've gotten way off topic here. By the way, the NCAA did make a statement in regards to Ohio State and Michigan. We'll tell you more about that in the sports, but I still think they need to do something about re-educating programs about sportsmanship.
Yeah. Well, that's not good for the viewers. Viewers want to see the fights.
True, but as we have seen in many other cases, it trickles down.
Yeah.
From the pro level with and the NBA. The NBA is the first sport I remember seeing athletes using their bodies as a billboard for tattoos.
Right.
And then it trickled down to the college level and then eventually to the high school level. So all of these things, and I could see this very easily happening, the same as if you make a first down, you're obligated now to make the call for the officials.
Yeah, you have to.
And that's showboating in the professional ranks, which I'm okay with. But again, it trickles down to the college level, trickles down to the high school level, and then you get into the youth league. I mean, you've got kids playing flag football doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Because they've watched it on TV. So
things like that, I don't mind.
You don't mind that?
I don't mind if a kid makes a first down marker. I think that's fun.
I view it as taunting.
That's a generational gap.
You're right. But sportsmanship.
Right.
Yeah. It's like
if a kid did it in an opposing player's face, that would be different.
Yeah.
But if they get the yardage and they just stand up and they do it
if
to
they
no
do
one
it for the home crowd,
yes,
it's a different story.
I think that's fine.
I see. You've been watching Gladiator movies, right?
I need to rewatch Gladiator 1 so I can go see Gladiator 2.
Yeah. Gladiator 1 was a good show. I'm hearing this one's okay too.
Yeah.
I don't know how it did against Wicked when it came out.
Oh, probably not well.
Not well, probably. All right, we have strayed way off topic here today. Coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at news. We'll talk more about sports and this date in history. But first, let's start with our forecast. It was cold last night. I will not repeat what my mother-in-law said as we got in the car at church because she would be incriminated. Colder weather continues with mostly cloudy skies today. Temperatures reach around 33. Partly sunny and 34 for tomorrow with snow showers possible Wednesday. And a nighttime low around 20 degrees over the next few days. So we can deal with that. It's always toughest when it first hits you.
Yeah.
And then you get used to it, and then you're going to be okay. But a friend of mine who lives closer to the lake area, he had like close to 36 inches of snow on top of his house.
Wow.
And he was raking it off of the roof and then removing it again with the snowblower. And he said they were expecting like another 15 inches. Incredible.
What lake is this?
Erie.
Wow.
Yeah. So, all right. Coming up in a moment, a look at news. But first, we want to tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. They've been in business now 45 years and taking care of the needs. And they have got satellite offices all over Southern Ohio. Now they have 8 locations. And, of course, if you've got an issue, you just dial up and they'll come take care of it. Again, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Where you see this ad anywhere on littermedia.com, click it, and it'll take you to AccurateHVAC.com.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. Haynes Total Health Care Center is on 1 Medical Drive in Chillicothe, just off of Marietta Road, close to Lowe's and Herrnstein. You'll find them right there. And once you get there, you'll see what they've been doing for the last 50 years now, taking care of your chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs. Click on this ad on our website, littermedia.com. It takes you to their website, HaynesHealth.com. Going into news now, which you can follow along on littermedia.com, but also on our social media. We've got the links to all that up in the right-hand corner of this screen. And, of course, that also includes Litter Media Radio. Ohio's deer archery hunting season is open until Sunday, February 2nd. Now, you look at the image and you say, wait a second, that's a rifle. Yes, it is. Statewide gun season opened today and runs through Sunday, December 8th, and again December 21st and 22nd. The muzzle loader season is January 4th through the 7th of 2025. You ever heard of muzzle loader?
Like a musket?
It's kind of like that, but man, it is loud.
Yeah.
It is super loud. Hunting licenses and deer permits are available on the Hunt Fish OH app and at wildohio.gov or at any licensed vendor.
There you have it. There's still time to volunteer for holidays at Adena Mansion. Volunteers are needed for the tenant house on the following dates and times. Saturday, December 7th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Sunday, December 8th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., Saturday, December 14th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., and Sunday, December 15th from 1 to 4 p.m. yet again. If you're interested, you can email or call. The image that we have here has that information on the bottom of the screen. And if you're listening to Litter Media Radio, then is this post on our Facebook?
I'm not sure.
It's in this broadcast, so you can find this on Facebook or YouTube.
I'll take a quick glance at it here.
Okay.
Because Mike Smith puts a lot of this up on our Facebook page and shares information at times. But
the number you can call is 740-772-1500 if you're interested in volunteering on those dates at Adena Mansion.
Correct. Good folks at Adena Mansion and Gardens, and if you've never been up there, going up during the holidays is kind of neat. It's not what you might expect in regard to what they show. You might think, okay, I'm going to go in, I'm going to see all these beautiful trees and holiday ribbons and all of this. It wasn't like that back when the Adena Mansion was being run and operated in Thomas Worthington's time.
Right.
Much different situations. So see how it looked back in the 1800s. And it's like a step back in time when you go there. So
Into the Adena Mansion Wayback Machine.
yeah, precisely. All right, Commercial Point, where I went to elementary school at Scioto Elementary. And they'll host a festive evening of holiday cheer and community fun this Saturday. The celebration begins at 4 p.m. with a holiday parade through town. From 5 until 6 p.m., Santa and Mrs. Claus will greet visitors on Belshazzar Street. I can't remember where that is, but I'm sure you can find it on Google, marking the start of the season. The Williamsport Christmas celebration will be Saturday as well. Caroling begins at 5:30, followed by festive activities at the Williamsport Community Center from 6 until 9 p.m.
The nominating committee of the Pike County Chamber of Commerce is requesting nominations for the 2025 Board of Directors. Any representative from a chamber business member or individual member in good standing is eligible for nomination. Directors serve 3-year terms, the next term commencing in February 2025. Nominations must be received by the nominating committee no later than Wednesday, December 11th of this year.
40th annual Rock for Tots is this coming Friday at Majestic Theater. And there you see Phil Dirt and the Dozers returning to the Majestic Theater. That'll be on Saturday. Tickets are available at majesticchillicothe.net. And upon a search this morning, there's about 100 seats available for Phil Dirt and the Dozers. If you want to go see John Barry's Christmas concert, this is the 28th year for this concert, it is 2 weeks from tonight. There are just 24 tickets remaining for the concert. And I saw on the map there are only 2 seats that are not side by side, but one in front, one in the back. So if you're a couple going, you can still be together. Otherwise, all the others are individual seats scattered around the theater. So only 24 of those left at the time that we checked this morning. All right.
11:15.
At what?
11:15 is what time it is now.
Now, but I checked about 40 minutes ago.
Okay.
So, all right, coming up in a moment to look at sports, and we'll also have this date in history as we turn the Litter Media Wayback Machine to 1823, which is also kind of Adena Mansion time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Scioto Valley Dumpsters. If you've got a dumpster need, they can fix that for you. 253-8389 for Scioto Valley Dumpsters.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
I'm a busy woman, and I'm not ready to slow down.
Tiffany's hip pain was interfering with her career and active lifestyle until she came to the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute.
Dr. Meshbach told me about same-day surgery. I said, I want it now, and I wanted it yesterday.
After a successful procedure, Tiffany was home the very same day and on her way back to enjoying the community she calls home. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance, on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Take a look at our website and you can find all the work that Mike Smith has done in putting together our weekend scoreboard. You'll see high school football from Friday. Ironton takes West Liberty Salem 63-21 at Chillicothe High School. Liberty Center 48, Canfield South Range 14. You'll see results from the boys basketball Zane Trace Tip-Off Classic, Shack results. Girls SVC, Unyota beats Piketon 78-50. And you'll also see some Saturday results. They're on our website under the sports section. You click on sports, then you click on high school scoreboard. It's all right there for you.
And if you take a look at our recap of the Chillicothe Adena game, you can still hear the ball game, but also hear what both coaches had to say about the game as well. Links to all that is in our story at littermedia.com. Michigan handed the Buckeyes a 13-10 loss on Saturday, the fourth straight win for the Wolverines over the Buckeyes. Making matters worse, a brawl at midfield following the game. Now, the Columbus Dispatch has reported that the NCAA was fining both football programs $100,000 each. I think there should be more. Watch for the NCAA at some point in time, if they want to make this right, go across each football program and reinforce sportsmanship.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that. Penn State now advances to the Big Ten title game against top-ranked Oregon. The Buckeyes slipped 5 spots in the AP poll to number 7 this week, while the top 5 has Oregon, Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame, Georgia, and Tennessee all ahead of OSU. And the coaches poll is the same from 1 to 6, but SMU moves to 7th ahead of the Buckeyes, who are at number 8. The playoff selection committee poll is out tomorrow night. It'll be a Battle of Ohio in the MAC football championship this weekend, playing in Michigan, by the way. The Ohio Bobcats face the Miami Redhawks. Miami handed OU their only MAC loss earlier this fall.
The Southeast District Soccer Coaches Association has selected their all-district teams for Division 3, 4, and 5. Several dozen athletes were chosen for the honors, which you can find on our website stories. If you're learning anything from watching the show, it's that you should visit our website, littermedia.com.
I agree.
Beneficial news and sports that you can use.
Yes.
In pro basketball, the Cavaliers had a big fourth quarter, beating the Celtics 115-111.
And they own a game-and-a-half lead on the Celtics in the Eastern Conference standings.
There we go. And who are they playing? They're playing the Wizards?
Washington, yes. That'll be tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Are they hosting them or are they going there?
They are hosting them, I believe.
There you go. From the words of Dan Ramey. And the Columbus Blue Jackets got a win. Is that the Chicago Blackhawks they beat?
Yes.
6-3, the final score in Columbus.
And they travel to Calgary, Canada, to face on the Flames, and that'll be tomorrow night. Pittsburgh outlasted Joe Burrow and the Bengals 44-38 yesterday. Cincinnati slips to 4-8 and will play next Monday night at Dallas. Pittsburgh will host the Browns next Sunday. Cleveland is in Denver tonight for Monday Night Football. And there's a DirecTV technician headed to my house today. My receiver was acting up over the weekend just before the Buckeyes were about to take the screen. And we got it cleared up. Well, then it started acting up again throughout the day. Last night, couldn't get TV to come on at all to see anything from my satellite.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll be able to get a chance to watch the Browns take on Denver. I will tell you.
I want to talk about this real quick.
Sure, go ahead.
The Bengals are so unlucky. You put up 38 points in an NFL game, you ought to win that game.
8 losses. They just need a better defense.
How many of their losses are by one score?
That I don't know.
I think it's an absurd amount.
But if you're a Buckeye Bengals fan, you hated this weekend.
Yeah, not fun for you.
Did. Not at all. But the Browns and Broncos, it seems like every time they're on the schedule, NFL Network seems to show the drive and the fumble. And so here I am Saturday night. I'm doing a little bit of work online, and I've got NFL Network up, and I'm like, hey, we're going to Cleveland again. And then I'm like, I got to watch this AFC Championship game. And they were showing the highlights of this with the radio calls and everything. And it's a step back in time. But every time I see that, I think about one play that might have changed it all. And that first game, the drive didn't win the game. The drive put them into overtime.
Right.
Then we advance 2 more seasons. We go to Denver. And the Browns had a monster game by Ernest Biner. He caught like 7 passes, had several yards rushing. That's when they had Kevin Mack, and it was just a great attack. Mack and Biner. But then and there were some big catches there by Brian Brennan as well. But here they come along, and no one has ever really said much about this, but Webster Slaughter, which I really liked as a wide receiver, Webster Slaughter didn't go all 110% on the play. And what happened was he has coverage with a defensive back on him. They're at like the 6-yard line, and Ernest Biner is running his way. Well, Webster lets the defensive back go past him because he's supposed to cut and go in and push the guy out. Well, the guy that was defending him read it, and he sloughed away and came up and just knocked the ball out of Biner's hands at the 2-yard line. Now, had Webster done his job, that would have been a touchdown to tie the game.
You want a receiver that can block when they have to.
You do. And not much longer after that, Webster Slaughter was with the Houston Oilers.
Right.
And again, Webster's one of my all-time favorite Cleveland Browns. But, man, as I don't remember seeing that when I watched the game originally live. And in watching again, and, of course, when they played then, we didn't have the ability to rewind and watch.
Right.
And I would have seen it then had that been the case.
The Houston Oilers, who are now the Tennessee Titans,
yes,
who got dominated by the Washington Commanders on Sunday.
They did, didn't they? I'm sure that snapped a 3-game losing streak.
Yes, because we actually opened up the playbook and weren't just running screen passes and runs up the gut. It's crazy what happens when you let quarterbacks throw the ball.
Yeah. This is a Washington Commanders fan, by the way.
Yes.
So just throwing that out there. All right, on the way. This date in history, 1823. Details are next.
Litter Quality Propane, 92 years of serving propane users in southern and central Ohio. Reliable supply, reliable service, reliable people.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Time for this date in history, 1823. During his annual address to Congress, President James Monroe proclaims a new U.S. foreign policy initiative that becomes known as the Monroe Doctrine. Primarily the work of Secretary of State John Quincy Adams, the Monroe Doctrine forbade European interference in the American hemisphere, but also asserted U.S. neutrality in regard to future European conflicts. Now, I got to think that 1823, at that point in time, if you were in Europe, it's like, America, what are you going to do to come over here and try and take us over? Well, that was never America's plan.
Right.
But we have been called upon time and time and again throughout the years to help defend and assist in Europe. And I'm sure that will continue. I don't ever see us turning our back on our friends in Europe in any fashion. But I don't know that we've ever asked for European countries to come over and help us with anything here. So it's I
in
like
the Revolutionary War we did.
Well, that's true, yeah. But that was prior to the Monroe Doctrine, however. So got to remember that as well. All right, that's it for today's program. And we will be back with you tomorrow with another edition of this show, but also with a special edition. Dr. Jason Link will be here tomorrow to talk about their First Presbyterian Church Christmas craft show and also their cookie walk.
Yes.
You like cookie walks?
I do like cookies.
That's coming up Saturday, so they'll be in to talk about that and more. So until then, enjoy the rest of your Monday. Happy birthday to my wife, and go Browns.